Let's say you have a business to run. You have a lot of things to take care of. You have an inventory to manage. You have stores to follow through. You have locations to really monitor and a lot of things. And on top of that, you're looking for a 3PL fulfillment partner. So how do you actually do that? What are the things you need to look for when trying to get your perfect 3PL fulfillment partner? Let's have a conversation about that, boss. This is really important because your 3PL, your third-party logistics fulfillment partner, is a quintessential element in your supply chain. So here are the steps I really want you to follow. Say, first thing first, and I don't care what you do, whatever you do, you want to really hold on a minute and you want to assess your needs. You want to evaluate your needs. Boss, talk to me about your needs. What are your operational needs? What are your logistical needs? What are your inventory management needs? What do you have in terms of needs? What is your capability? What kind of vision you have for your capabilities? Talk to me about that. If you have no clear idea about your needs, you're never going to find the right 3PL fulfillment partner. You know why? Because there will be a delta. There will be a gap between what you want, deep inside, and what that partner is offering. So I want you to put on a piece of paper what your needs are, your core needs, and then so you have your primary needs and then your secondary needs. We call that core versus ancillary. So your core needs will be, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And then you have your ancillary needs, aka your secondary needs. That's nice to have. It would be nice if the 3PL could do this. It would be nice if the 3PL could do that. Blah, blah, blah. So when we talk about your needs, there are 4 important elements where your needs should revolve around. So you have the level of order fulfillment. What do you want? The amount of existing storage space you want the 3PL partner to have, the capacity of the capacity for a demand surge, and the types and sizes of products and orders. What does demand surge mean? Well, for example, let's say we are in October, November. We are in, you have to think about seasonality, holiday season, and you experience, let's say, a demand surge. You're making money, you're making revenue, you are getting so many orders, you can't handle it. Can your 3PL fulfillment partner help you? Can they fulfill your orders? That's what demand surge really talks about. Cyclicality, seasonality, and those are important elements. You want a 3PL fulfillment partner who can really be there when you need them. Okay, don't let anybody who's trying to really, when you call them and they start ghosting you at a very critical time when revenue is in line, no. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have a convo with you about what to look for in a 3PL fulfillment partner. So the first thing is you want to analyze your needs. You want to assess your needs. The second thing is you need to weigh the pros and cons of 3PL. So the question is, you're probably sitting there and saying, I want to have a 3PL fulfillment partner. The question is, do you really need a 3PL fulfillment partner? Can you do without? Okay, so the thing is, you have to really think about what are the benefits and disadvantages of a 3PL warehouse, let's say management. So, by the way, boss, let me quickly remind you of today's topic. I'm talking to you about what to look for in a 3PL fulfillment partner. So, if you're thinking about getting a 3PL fulfillment partner, I want you to really pay attention to this show from A to Z. So, when we talk about 3PL warehouse management or 3PL, let's say 3PL integration in general, here are the pros and cons. So, you have pros. You have a reduction of overhead expenditures. You have collective volume and order frequency that allow you to negotiate lower shipping costs. You have large networks that can provide fulfillment locations far beyond a merchant's own reach, your own reach. Inventory can be strategically distributed across the network based on geographic sales data. So you have the ability to manage international fulfillment and its associated challenges like customs, import laws, etc. And using a 3PL as a testing vehicle for international markets is a valuable strategy that should be really considered by any merchant, including you, if you're trying to grow overseas. Okay, this is like if you're trying to grow overseas, you cannot ignore 3PL fulfillment. So those are the pros. I want to talk to you about the cons now. So cons, you have a few of them though. I mean, nothing is perfect in this world anyway. So you have a loss of control over your inventory and processes. You have an upfront investment that is required to onboard with a 3PL inventory management, like for example, software integration. You have SKU uploads and what have you. You are a customer of a service provider with its own business plan. So, whatever, like right now, if you become, let's say, a ShipBob customer, you are a customer of ShipBob, and ShipBob has its own business model, not yours. Okay, it will try to make you happy as a customer, but they have their own strategy, their own vision. And the fourth con is that 3PL companies have a myriad of clients across a range of retail markets. So if you have a highly specific needs, a general provider may not be able to meet them. The third thing I want you to really pay attention to, boss, if you are trying to look like, if you are trying to, let's say you're trying to get the best 3PL fulfillment partner, you need to check services provided. And I really want you to really ask questions. We're talking about granularity here. Don't let those 3PL fulfillment partner, when you ask questions, they're trying to razzle dazzle you. They're trying to confuse you. They're trying to really confuse the hell out of you. They don't answer your questions. No. If somebody is not answering your question, you move on to the next one. Or even better, you ask questions in writing. Make sure they answer you in writing. That way, you know that you ask like 10 questions and they will answer all the 10 questions. You need to check the services provided. And this is important because right now you're thinking this is so granular. But when you start making money, when you start generating those revenue and then something happens and then your customers are pissed, then you'll realize that it's really important to really hold those 3PL fulfillment partners accountable because that's your money. That's your revenue. That's your revenue. And we don't play with revenue. You should not play with revenue. So check services provided. So for example, when you think about 3PL fulfillment partner in general, they offer baseline services and then they have ancillary services. But the baseline, the core services should include warehouse and inventory management, order management and fulfillment, shipping management, order tracking, returns, reverse logistics, and international logistics. This is important, boss. Don't play with this. Don't play with this because people actually sometimes say, well, if I have warehouse and inventory management and order management and fulfillment, that's fine. I don't need the other two or I don't need the other three. You need everything. You need everything. So you know why? Because right now you have a small store. Okay, you probably have a small Shopify store. You're thinking, I don't need a lot. But what if next year you start making money? If you start generating revenue, your sales go up, your operational needs go up, your capability needs go up. What are you going to do, boss? Let's say right now you do not choose the perfect 3PL fulfillment partner for you, and then when you start growing, they can't keep up. They can't keep up. So they start razzling, dazzling you. You call them, they start ghosting you, playing games on you. That's real. Playing games with you. You don't want that. So you want to have, at a minimum, warehouse and inventory management. Make sure the 3PL actually fulfillment partner has that. Order management and fulfillment, shipping management, order tracking, returns, reverse logistics, and international logistics. Especially if you try to really sell overseas, right? So you want a partner that knows things about foreign taxes, import duties, legal issues, etc. The next thing I want you to look for, boss, if you are trying to hire a 3PL fulfillment partner, is to seek full transparency. See, when we talk about transparency, I'm like, listen, I want you to show me everything. That's what it means. Full transparency means you tell the fulfillment partner, hey, listen, I want you to show me everything. Don't hide anything from me because if I'm signing a contract with you for 1 year or 10 years, I want to know what I'm getting myself into from the get-go. Don't you try to really play games with me? No. And again, you can say this in a very polite way. I'm not asking you to be aggressive. No, I'm just saying you want to demand full transparency because it's your money. See, when you sign up for a 3PL fulfillment partner, you are going to pay. You are going to pay. So you have cost involvement. So it's your money. So you want to have a clear idea. So clearly defined pricing. It really becomes important because see, if you have an honest service provider, they will be honest with you from the get-go. See, honesty really runs a very simple menu. That's how my old folks used to say back in the days. When honesty is something very simple. When a service partner is honest, they really explain things from the get-go. Like, when we talk about third-party logistics, supply chain, when we talk about pricing, it's not just about the cost of the service itself. You're also thinking about shipment. You're thinking about things like handling, because when you actually ship your orders to the 3PL fulfillment partner's warehouse, they have to actually take in the order, they have to sort it, they have to pack it, they have to pick it. They do charge you for that. They charge you for those things. Okay, so it's important to understand that when you actually hire a 3PL, you are ceding control over your inventory and order fulfillment, establishment, and maintenance to to a third party. So you have to trust that person. You have to trust that service provider. Okay. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about a 3PL fulfillment partner. I'm explaining everything to you so you have a clear idea how to choose a 3PL fulfillment partner. So full transparency is key across the board. And a transparent 3PL will let you know how your products are being handled. They'll let you know their inventory management. They'll let you know like what kind of service they actually provide and what they do in the background to really assure quality control. So, and those things are quite essential. You really want to know. You want to know what quality is being instilled into their processes. The next thing I want you to do here is if you are going to choose a 3PL fulfillment partner, you want to look for software integrations. Oh boy, 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 this is so important. Do not underestimate this. Do not. You can say, well, I don't need a lot of integrations, whatever. They say, listen. You're probably starting right now or you have a small business, whatever. So you think, well, I don't need integrations. I'm telling you, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, if you're lucky to survive, if you're lucky to grow, if you're lucky to make money, if you're generating revenue, your needs will be different. You will have like your tech stack right now, maybe small, but it will expand. You'll have more apps, more software tools in your tech stack. When you have, and the more software tools you have in your tech stack, the more integrations you will need. So you want to look for software integrations from the get-go. From the beginning, boss. Don't say, I'm going to do it when I grow. No, do it now so that when you grow, it's already there. Okay. So you really want to pay attention to things that you want to have like integrations, software integrations to things like material outsourcing, transportation, payments, warehousing. Oh yeah. Delivery tracking, inventory customization, inventory management, customs, shipping and receiving, picking and packing, returns. What I'm trying to say here is that when you choose a 3PL fulfillment partner, make sure that the service providers has, at a minimum, those integrations. Let me give you an example. Let's talk about shipping and receiving. You want that 3PL fulfillment partner to integrate very well with the likes of UPS, DHL, FedEx, and USPS. At a minimum. If you are thinking about accounting, you want to have integration to QuickBooks, Xero, okay, Zoho Books, things like Expensify. So there should be some basic integrations. And again, those are not negotiable. If you don't have them, you want to move to the next one because see, you want to have a 3PL fulfillment partner that has capabilities around things like warehouse management, inventory management, shipping management. You want to have a lot of things. Like you want to have, let's say, integrations to the likes of Inflow inventory management, Zoho inventory, for example. Okay, you want to have so Ordoro and so on and so forth. So integrations are really, really key. I want to really dig a little deeper here because when we talk about integrations, people think, oh, well, if I don't have integrations, I'm fine. Yeah, you're fine for now. I think I just said that. Now, there are critical benefits of 3PL integrations. And I really want to talk about it real quick. So you have real-time visibility, you have improved customer satisfaction, and then you have lower operational costs. Now, when you talk to me about lower operational costs, I can say, you know what? That's my revenue right there. Because if my costs are low, that means my revenue is going up. See the magic? That's the magic, boss. That's the magic. Revenue up, cost low. So this trifecta is quite essential. Let me actually repeat that. Real-time visibility, improved customer satisfaction, and lower operational costs. So this is kind of cool. When we talk about real-time visibility, that means what? It means that 3PLs provide a clear view of your company's stock levels across multiple warehouses. So we're speaking about a multiplicity of geographies, a multiplicity of locations, a multiplicity of warehouses. That's what you want, boss. That's what you want. You want to have centrality in analyzing your inventory. You want to have centrality in having a full view of your supply chain. And the 3PL fulfillment partner will help you do that. Okay, so you'll be able to track returns so no unnecessary items take up valuable space or cost you more money or on storage fees, for example. you have improved customer satisfaction. So with the 3PL, your company will fill orders faster with less chance of errors. This is kind of cool because you are basically outsourcing that task to a third party. You don't take care of yourself. You don't take care of it yourself. You have another party that does it. So where you can spend money, you can spend your time, your resources on what? Generating sales, generating revenue, having conversations, having interactions with customers, maintaining relationships that will be crucial to your business. You also have lower operational costs. So 3PL integrations save time and money on operations that will take up much of your budget. So you also have challenges though. Nothing is perfect. You have benefits, but you also have challenges. So one challenge in our view in 3PL integration is that there is very little standardization between 3PLs and their customers. Usually one company sets the standards and the others follow. So hey, listen, it is what it is. But the thing is, you have to remember that the overall process is bound to experience errors. I mean, nobody is perfect. You are going to have errors in the system, at least at the beginning, the whole thing. So I want you to bake that into your process. So you're not like, oh yeah, what happened here? I can't believe that this 3PL fulfillment partner just, messes up, whatever. No, you're going to have mistakes, at least at the beginning. But it's really important to say, okay, if we have mistakes, how do we fix it? How do we fix those mistakes? Let me talk to you a little bit about when we talk about 3PL integration. There are options you want to pay attention to, okay? And in our analysis, there are we've seen a quartet of integration options. Four types. So, and you know what? It's not about just like, you trying to say, I really want to have clarity of mind on those 4 types. No, you want to choose the one that really integrates very well with your specific business. So you have direct integrations with 3PL. You have e-commerce integrations with 3PL. You have ERP integrations with the 3PL. And then you have EDI versus API integration with 3PL. Now, when we talk about ERP means Enterprise Resources Planning. Okay, and EDI, electronic data interchange. So let's talk about. So when you think about direct integration with 3PL, direct integration with 3PL allows you to keep working with your current carriers while also working with new vendors. What about e-commerce integration with 3PL? Now, for retailers, if you're a retailer, using 3PL Shopify integration, for example, can automate tasks currently being done manually. So automation is one of the many current logistics innovations and industry trends. And so basically there are like a lot of e-commerce integrations for 3PL providers. You have shopping cart, you have order management, you have inventory management, you have shipping and delivery methods, you have parcel delivery tracking. You can also have also have ERP integration with 3PL. So basically you are able to keep track of all essential business processes and also keep track of your 3PL inventory management processes. This is kind of cool. And so an ERP system lets users see when inventory arrives and orders are picked and processed. And you also have EDI versus API integration with 3PL. So EDI, basically, like I said, electronic data interchange. Then you have an API. So, but this really depends on if you have a complex, let's say a complex business operation, that's when you will really want to think about, EDI versus API. But it's not really like nowadays, not really a biggie because, how does EDI really work? So when an online store receives an order, the ERP system will create a sales order. Then the EDI 940, the warehouse shipping order, will be sent to the 3PL partner system. And the 3PL will complete the pick, pack, and ship operation. Then the warehouse and shipping confirmation, EDI 945, not 940, 945 is sent out. So when you think about EDI integration with 3PL, you have online requests and responses that are transmitted in real time so your customers can complete their transactions much more quickly. This communication method does not require manual data entry on both ends. And so this is kind of cool. And so overall, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is that you're generating more revenue. You are generating revenue faster. And you are actually cultivating a better and tighter relationship with your customers because you're offering like faster checkouts, for example, you're offering better customer service, and so on and so forth. So here you have it. I just explained to you what to look for in a 3PL fulfillment partner. So quick recap here. Number one, the steps: you want to evaluate your needs, You want to weigh the pros and cons. You want to check services provided. You want to seek full transparency, and you want to look for software integrations. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.